Um, so I'll be looking into gold. I'll be looking into the S&P 500. I'll be looking into the Russell, crypto, and the Nikkei, Nikkei, whatever you want to call it. This is a very informal YouTube video that I take. It's not something that I've planned. It's not something I've prepared. I might say a lot of things. I might go on tangents. If you're willing to stay around, if you're willing to listen, I will be talking about discipline. I'll be talking about multiple things that come to my mind at any given time. So I would like to first of all, before we begin, quote someone. This is something that I read today. It is from someone called Darren Patrick. Discipline is rarely enjoyable, but almost always profitable. So it's something that is linked towards trading as well. You need to be a very disciplined trader. You need to be able to have that muscle, which is called discipline, in your personal life as well as in your trading life, so that it's like vice versa. Things get affected in both ways. So I wouldn't be prolonging things. Time is very limited, and we have a few things to cover today. So this is gold. I had a trade today on gold. I'll be showing that in probably one of my shorts that I'll be uploading later on. However, to that later. So gold has been trending up, as you can see, a very clear uptrend. We are just making new highs, making new highs. We're at 2690 as of now. 2700, it was a possibility. We briefly made a high of 2702.3 cents and 30 cents. Sorry, we came back down, and then we hovered over here, and we closed at 2691.3. So that is what happened today. If we come into a smaller time frame, let's look into the 30-minute time frame. You could see the exact type of action I was talking about. If you go back to yesterday's video, we were right in and around here when I had my trade that I went long, and I covered here and covered, I think, the rest. I think I covered here and covered here somewhere. So we had this long. Today I'd caught this long right here. Somewhere in and around here is where I had two entries. And okay, more about what exactly happened today. Let's try to review the day as it started. So we had a push down. This was previous night. This is what happened overnight. I trade from Canada, so this is something that happened overnight. This was the Japanese session, the Asian session, or you can say the Euro session as well. Coming towards the beginning of the day, as you can see, 7:30, we were at almost these highs. Closer towards 9 and 9:30, we pushed up. We hit 2700s and then started to sell off. We were selling off quite rapidly. We came down. This was a huge 15-minute candle that came down all the way here. We found support, bounced, again, wasn't able to go above 26.97, and then started coming back down. We later caught some bids over here. So this was exactly the type of place that I liked to get in. That's where exactly I was in, and I had a decent move off of this trade right here. So let's try to see what the dollar index did. So we have a small understanding of exactly what happened during the daytime. Now, the dollar index is something that is inversely related to gold, right? As you can see, with the same chart, the dollar index also pushed up. So historically, you would say the dollar is inverted, right? With gold. However, if you look at today's action and you're like, oh, I'm just going to play the opposite of that, there'll be places where you would not have made money, right? Because as you can see, overnight, it was on a clear range. We came up, we came down, we were in this range. We broke out. This is starting 10 o'clock, 9:30, and that's when, if you go back to the gold chart, you'd see the sell-off happening. And then closer towards the end of the day, probably at three-ish, we started like hesitating. We can see wicks, 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 and then we just sort of sold off towards the end of the day. And towards the end of the day, that was the type of move that you saw. Gold, I think it's a bit slow. Okay, so towards the end of the day, you can see we had that sort of a move towards the upside. But again, this was midday. This was like at noon when we had this move. If you were waiting for DXY and trying to correlate that, it was nothing. It was muted, right? We had a very muted session in the afternoon. I covered my position closer to 3 o'clock. I don't hold trades after three. I just find that I'm not trying to squeeze every penny off the move. So that was that. So coming into tomorrow, there are certain things that I would like to cover in tomorrow. As you can see, this is the news that is going to be happening soon. It says coming soon in the next couple of months. We have all these news, right? Nothing of high importance. However, coming into Thursday, October 17th, which is tomorrow, we have quite a few news reports. As you can see, in the euro, there is some sort of a deposit facility rate. It's you could research what it is about. It's just an interest rate decision that would affect the market because it's something that, as you can see, is of high importance. We have jobless claims at 8:30. We have the initial claims. We have Philadelphia manufacturing. We have a couple of Philly Fed employment. I don't know what the hell that is. We have retail sales. This is something that would move the market for sure. And then closer to 9:15, we have manufacturing news, some numbers coming out. We have crude oil, things of that sort. We have all sorts of news tomorrow. Something that caught my eye when I was looking in today was the Japanese session. As you can see, all these things would move the market. We have monthly statements. Now, going into the evening, you can see we have core inflation and we have inflation rate from Japan. That is something that would move the market. And that is at this time right here, right? So I think it's at 7:30 EST. We'll have those news. So quite interesting. The week itself is very interesting. Now, coming into what I would be wanting to see tomorrow or at any given time is I'm still bullish on gold, like I've been telling I've been talking about in my YouTube videos that I've just started uploading in the past 2 days. I am bullish on gold because of multiple reasons. The elections coming up, tensions in the Middle East. It's not supposed to be happening, but you know, what can we do? Those are things that are not in my personal control. It's something that is happening, and I feel really really bad about that. But again, at the same time, we're traders. It is something that just happens to be something that we have to deal with at this time. I really do hope the tensions between the two countries, come down, and hopefully there is peace restored again. That being said, because of that and other reasons, I am quite bullish on gold. So places that I'll be looking for dip buys would be in and around 2684s, 2685s, 2683s, in and around this area right here. I feel like there is liquidity to be hit here. It could be a hit and run. We could miss it. Again, that's one of the places that I'd be willing to take a shot. All-time highs, of course. I'm a breakout trader. I like taking all-time highs. Probably not the first attempt. Maybe I'll just like to see the type of reaction that happens during those times. That being said, that is my thoughts on gold. Again, levels that I'll be looking at is 2684 and 5 cents, 2683 in and around that place is where this right here is where I would be looking in for dip buys on gold. Moving on, if you look at the 4 hour, just to break down the chart, we had a huge yield sell-off. We started like climbing back. This is a good 4 hour bullish candle, as you can see, for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around 6 hours straight. Gold has been trending up, muted again. Again, I don't know exactly where this could, that's the thing about trading, right? Like, you never know exactly what's going to happen. It's just you just take statistically proven calculations. You take shots with proven risk management and execute based off of that. I mean, that's exactly what I've been doing for a very, very long time. I don't care the outcome of a trade. It could be a win, it could be a loss. It doesn't matter to me. All that matters to me is that I am participating within the limits of my parameters that I have set for myself. I do not follow anybody else's signals. I don't follow strategies. I have my own way of thinking. I have my own strategies that I've developed over time. It's something that everyone knows. It's the same thing: double bottoms, double tops. Uh, whatever people call it, there are different variations of it. It just depends on the maker of the strategy, exactly what you do, how well you execute, what your mental you know what your mental state is at the given time when you're trading. So again, more about that in later videos. It's not something that that I want to talk about right now. But that is it for gold. I would like to touch upon the S&Ps. So the S&P is sitting at all-time high. It is, as you can see, we are at 58.78. I had a trade on the S&P as well today. Uh, not something major. It was something very minor. I just took this. I think it was this breakout right here. I did have a long in here, but I got stopped out. I think I had one. I think I had two longs, just with well managed risk. So we got stopped out. I didn't get this move. I didn't chase it because my order that I wanted was sitting way below here. So I missed this move. However, like I said, I don't catch the entire move. I just catch bits and pieces of it. I was able to catch this candle here. So I don't know what I made. I made some pips off of this candle. If you look into a 5 minute, you can see that it was sort of a significant move. So as soon as we broke out of this, stops were below somewhere here, and we took this trade. I will show that whenever I get the time to edit my YouTube short. So what I'm thinking is a long format video will be posted like this, and profits or losses that I would like to share will be on shorts because that's quick and wouldn't be boring at the same time, right? So again, S&P 500's all-time highs, and if I am willing or if I want to be taking a trade, you know, the thing with the S&P 500 is that what I realize is there are a lot of players in this particular instrument, right? All the big banks, all the hedge funds, most of the retail traders, a lot of them rinse in the S&P because it consists of 500 of the big companies within the states, right? So a lot of these players, a lot of this movement is correlated to what happens with the US economy. And the US economy consists of all these banks, hedge funds, institutional sellers, big whales, whatever you want to call them. So that being said, this is something that affects the way the S&P moves. Now, I know there are traders who trade this very well, and I am able to catch certain moves. I don't catch the entire move of it because it's something that you could be speculative about rather than being involved in most of the time. That's what I really like about the S&P 500. It's just basically the way I trade. I'm not someone who is always hands-on into this type of trading. So that's something that I realize, but I take lesser trades because of that. So if anything with the S&P, something that I would be looking for is a break of today's high, the high that we created today. I want to see how exactly we react to once we come up to this level right here. I can have an alert sent out here. Probably this might happen overnight. I might not even be able to take it. But yeah, it doesn't matter for me. We have plenty of time. We have all the time you know, that is available. So I'm okay with giving it, I might lose it. I might miss the trade. I could come back on a pullback. I could anything can happen, right? Anyways, interested in what we do up here. I know we have problems up here. We have problems up here. We have the U.S. elections coming. A lot of things, right? A lot of uncertainty. Nobody has any idea what exactly is going to happen, right? So we have this gap to be filled. Problems, right? But good problems. Trading is always, having these types of things. It's always good problems to have when you're trading. That being said, the Russell is also sitting at all-time highs.